What does it look like when you take Jahmyr Gibbs with the third spot in a fantasy football league? I'll tell you how to build a team really nicely around Jahmyr Gibbs. With the second pick in your draft, you could be looking at like a Jonathan Taylor, a Josh Jacobs, a nice secondary back because most of the elite receivers are now gone. So for me, go ahead and get the elite back. I think Taylor, Jacobs, those are kind of the last elite backs in that range. And then in the third round, now I'm starting to take, okay, what receiver was left over? If I can get Tyreek Hill if you feel, Marvin Harrison if you feel, Garrett Wilson, I feel really good about one of those guys being my wide receiver one. T. Higgins is another one that has upside. In the fourth round, we're looking for the value now. Who was the last of that, either that running back two group or that wide receiver two group that fell? Preferably, I want the wide receiver two group. And somehow, some way, if you can get Devontae Adams, I would say DK Metcalf is another one. Terry McLaurin sometimes slip here. You can get a nice, reliable wide receiver two to pair with some of the upside. Now we're talking. Fifth round, I think you can go for a splash here. You can go for a Xavier Worthy. You can go for a George Pickens. You can go for a Jameson Williams. Get that upside in your lineup. Now, in the sixth round, hopefully one of the tight ends falls to you. You're talking about Kelsey or maybe Hawkinson. But if not, I think getting one of those nice reserve players here is good. So either another running back like a Tony Pollard or DeAndre Swift, or you can have your preference of maybe another upside receiver if you play a flex, and that's like a Romo Dunze or maybe like a Travis Hunter. And then coming back in the seventh round, I would pair it up with whichever one you didn't get. So if you got the running back, get the receiver, maybe like a Deebo Samuel, a Jalen Waddle. If you got the receiver early, come back and get the running back. If it's still Swift or Pollard that's left over, Brian Robinson. And then for the next pick, now you're trying to solidify things. If there's a quarterback that's dropped in this range, maybe you're talking about a Brock Purdy, a Kyler Murray, maybe somebody dropped down in that range, Dak Prescott. Now's the time to really get that quarterback or potentially even the tight end if you didn't address it. In this draft, I think getting like a DJ Njoku or Tyler Warren here in this range is really ideal. When you fill out the rest of your team, you're looking for upside now because you have such a good concrete base. You can get a Michael Pittman, a Keon Coleman down there. And then also you can wait on quarterback, right? If you've waited on quarterback on this time and you stacked up your lineup, now you have Dak that's available, Justin Fields, Jordan Love, Drake May. There's a lot of really good options to build. So out of this third pick, I think you could build a really strong contender that has base and upside to win your league. Let me know what you guys think about Jahmyr Gibbs and drafting him with the third pick.